This story is told from the perspective of a female. So, a little context to my story. I go to school to a private Catholic university in the downtown of one of the most dangerous cities in America. Or it says so in most articles I've read. Next to my dorm, there's a little gas station that sells snacks and stuff. I go there pretty often because they sell Ben & Jerry's ice cream, and literally everyone needs that in their lives. It was about 1 p.m., and I was headed to my next class. I thought I would stop there and pick up a snack before class. I was waiting in line, holding my yogurt, and all of a sudden, this huge guy, probably 6'5", 250 pounds, mid-20s, taps me gently on the shoulder and tells me my hair is beautiful. I'm somewhat used to this encounter because I have really long, naturally strawberry blonde hair. I smiled warmly and turned back around. Nothing about this man scared me. Out of nowhere, I feel a huge hand slide up the back of my neck and grab a fistful of my hair. The guy groaned and yanked back. I'm by no means strong or able to defend against this monster of a man. I'm 5'2" and about 130 pounds. I screamed and whipped out my pepper spray that was on my keychain. Luckily, the guy behind the counter dove over the desk and slammed him off of me. I was still in a weird state of shock. The guy who pulled him off of me was super kind and made sure he left before I went outside. Weird things have happened to me living down here. I've been in the city for almost my whole life, but never this physical and in broad daylight. Dear weird hair guy, let's not meet again, because I'll kick your ass. This story is also told from the perspective of a female. Last Wednesday, the hubby and I just had to get out of the house for a little while. We went into town, had dinner, picked up a few things at the store, and decided to head home. We needed to top off the car before leaving town, but we forgot. I suggested we stop at the last gas station in town before hitting the highway. The last gas station on the way out of town is a creepy little Exxon. It's just off somehow. It's well tended, well lit and clean. It's just never seemed quite right for some reason. So Brad pulls up to the pump, and I ran inside to use the restroom. Just as I finished drying my hands, someone rattled the doorknob and knocked softly. I opened the door, but no one was there. I figured the lady must have darted into the men's room next door in desperation. Who hasn't done that a time or two? I shrugged it off and went back to the car. As we were pulling out of the parking lot, Brad says, "Something weird happened with this car while you were in the bathroom. A guy at the pump behind us watched it happen too." I asked what had happened, and he told me that while he was pumping gas, the passenger door opened up all the way. Then the car lurched a bit, as though someone had sat in it. Brad was leaning against the car, and assumed I had gotten in the car without him seeing me. Until he leaned down and looked inside, the door was open, but the car was empty. The man at the pump behind our car was staring at the car door. Then him and Brad stared at each other for a second. Then they both went back to staring at the door. Brad went over and shut the door. The man finished fueling up his vehicle and left in a hurry. It was just after he drove off that I got back into the car. I would have loved to have seen the door opening and car lurching. Sort of makes me wonder about the knock on the bathroom door. I'm not sure how much this will creep others out, but it sure creeped me out at the time. Once, when I was a teenager, I was waiting at an abandoned gas station in downtown Akron to meet a dealer to buy some weed. This was in about 1993 or 1994, so payphones were still functional and in pretty common use. As I was waiting, the payphone in the parking lot started ringing. Bear in mind, it was at about sunset on the outskirts of downtown, and not another single person was around. Out of curiosity, I picked it up. The man on the other line asked, "Is this Chad?" My name isn't Chad, so I said no. The man ignored me and said, "Chad, I want you to do bad things to me." I stated again that I wasn't Chad and asked him what he wanted, if he knew where he was calling, etc. He ignored me and went into very explicit and specific detail about all the things he wanted Chad to do to him sexually. I was laughing and told him again that I wasn't Chad. Finally, he said that he knew for sure I was Chad and described to me what Chad looks like. He described me perfectly down to the color of my shirt and what type of shoes I was wearing. I immediately hung up and looked around. There was nobody. I mean, not a single person around. I got into my car and got the fuck out of there. Thanks guys for checking out this narration. Please subscribe as I put out new videos every Tuesday and Thursday night. You can also like this video along with commenting. Do you have any creepy gas station stories? Which one of those scared you the most? Once you're done doing all that, you can check out playlists of videos from creepypastas to original stories that I've written, even true stories like this one. If you have any scary stories that are true or otherwise and would like for me to narrate it, you can email me at danscares@gmail.com. Until next time, sleep tight.